Hello, this is Stimming, and I present a modern classic in this fourth video in this series. Today we're talking about something small and beautiful, and it's from Sweden, and it's portable, and it's beautiful. And from Sweden, you know what I'm talking about, the OP-1 carrying case. It's such a great fabric that is made for the rough outdoor use, and it also has those beautiful, what is it? So that's the problem. If I'm reviewing something else than a music instrument, my English is so bad immediately, by the way, my English becomes worse and worse because I'm not playing, and I feel very bad about it actually. But I cannot talk about another topic because I haven't words for that. So, of course, I'm not talking about the bag. I am talking about the inside of the bag. But as I have it for a very long time, the machine, this bag was on every continent already, and that's what is inside. The almighty OP-1 from Teenage Engineering. I think it's their first real product. It's the product where they built their reputation on. And did I say it's beautiful? And it's also not too light, actually. It's a bit heavy because the outer shell is made out of metal. It has a battery, so when I switch it on, now it's booting. Huh? Hello? Yeah, there it is. And does it play? Yes. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so I switch it on. I put it in the recorder, so you guys hear the real sound. And let's go. All right. What is it? What is the OP-1? It can do basically everything, but nothing really good. Let's say it like this. It's based around a 4-track looper, 4 mono tracks, which is here, which you can reach via this button. It has very many synth models. It has a drum model and a drum sampler, which is, I come back to that later. All of this can be played via various a couple of arpeggiators, finger, or anyway. And it has a mixer, a limiter at the very end, which is important. It has a microphone input, which is unfortunately it's broken. Mine is broken, but I showed to you in a different way. It has a built-in radio. It has a G sensor. It has LFOs, effects, and it has a recorder where you can record 2 tracks by maximum length is 6 minutes, I think. Play helps. Yeah, the keyboard, transport, and here you can cut and slice and copy paste in the looper section, and it can be synced via USB. It can work in a MIDI controller mode. I think that's pretty much it, and that's already very much. So we're talking about the different parts of the machine now. We start with those 4 buttons because those are the main buttons. That's the synth, the drum, the looper, and the mixer. The synth and the drum, they have 8 presets here. So the presets I'm using. Another one. Another one. An envelope, of course. What else? A new one. How's it called? I think that's the that's the voltage. Also, there are presets. So let's say we use this one. Where was I? Oh. Crystals, cool. Another one. I'm sure some other ones of the string machine. Blah. Blah. Okay, another one. I really like this model. And before I progress, I want to show you the different arpeggiators the machine has for the synth models. So that's the list, basically. The arpeggio, endless, finger, pattern, sketch, and tombola. The arpeggio is a normal arpeggio with, you see those 4 buttons up here? Wait. I don't know what the green one does. Each trigger? Okay, I don't know. Okay, that's one. Then there's the endless function. Where I think you have to record every step and then you can decide whether it's going to play each of those or it has some play patterns. The finger is the drum section. It does even it makes more sense in my opinion, but it really is like on all the white keys there's a certain pattern that you can play. Yeah, if you ask me the way it looks, the way it sounds. Then there's the pattern. Yeah, that's interesting because if I leave this and then okay, let me make it beautiful. The reason why I like this model is because it can get so aggressive. Yeah, then every of those models has a real ADSR envelope on the synth. Then each of the effects, each of the sounds has an effect slot with basically the same effects as in the master out, but in mono, which is a bit, I come back to that later. And the LFO section, it's already G-forces applied to, I think the blue one is the one, the blue one is the one that's interesting. Yeah, so the G sensor, actually Yesterday, while I was preparing, I had the thought that this might be just it's a mobile computer board for a smartphone, because it has all the sensors. It has the radio. I think it's a smartphone board, an ARM processor, which they programmed, of course, with their own software and their own UI. But given all the modern functionalities are very, very familiar, basically, with the phones we have in our pocket, the tiny pocket computers, which pretend to be smart. Yeah, the G sensor works, but it really depends on the sound. And I try to use it in a performance, but in the end, it looks a bit stupid. Actually, it's a nice gimmick, but it's not really. Strangely, it's not. It doesn't have any real meaning in a musical way. Okay, I was in the models from the synth. No, I was in the arpeggiators. The pattern, the sketch. What is it? Max was right. If you think so. Okay, let me see. Yeah, you see this knob? With this, you can paint. And you can also remove marks. Okay, I'm curious how this is gonna sound. Different tempo. Okay. And then there's the tombola, another one of those, okay. It's like I place notes in here, they fall down. And then I can open it up a bit. I can also, wait, I can, let's make the tone short. So there's the gravity, which you can determine. If there's no gravity, then nothing's happening. If there's a little bit gravity, they slowly gonna fall down, and then they're gonna be, hello, gentlemen. Yeah, it really is one of those, it sounds very, very nice when you read about it, but practically it doesn't do anything spectacular. It's spectacular to put it into a machine like this, but it hasn't a real musical meaning, I'm afraid. I'm sorry to say. No, I'm not. It's true. It really is like there's a couple of gimmicky things in there where it's very obvious that the teenage engineering idea is about doing useless things as a teenager. And this alone has a meaning, of course, and a value, but it's not necessarily a musical meaning. Okay, I think I liked what was the end? That one. Okay, let me go. Let's keep it with the synths for now. I just show you the other one. The drum synth, which is basically a one-shot drum sampler, but it's not necessarily a one-shot. No, it's not a one-shot. It's what it does is it plays a file with slices, but it's not really slices. It's just start and end points, which are very, very easy to dial. So for now, there's a drum set on here, which is basically you see the upper row here. This is where. It's like, if you want to use your own sounds in there, you just throw a file inside the machine with all the sounds you want to use sticked to each other. And then you're going to cut it by hand, for example, like this, or like this. Both directions, you can tune it. You can say you can determine the direction. Different sounds are on here. I think that was one of my sets. I'm not sure if you can download them on SoundCloud, on Teenage Engineering SoundCloud anymore, because when the machine was new, like a year later, I sent them, I think, 2 or 3 of sound sets of mine. Okay, that's weird. Oh yeah, the filter is applied. Okay, that's a set of mine. I think these are all sounds coming from the S1. Well, number 5, okay. Okay. Yeah, that was a little recording I did. And then there's the drum synth. Which has basically 6, how many are those? 2, 4, 12, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Yeah, of course, it's 2 octaves, it's 24. Woohoo! 24 presets, but it only can play 1. It's monophonic, but it's 24 presets from this drum synth, having 2 layers, which you can switch with shift in between. For example, that's one, the other one. Let me make it short again. Okay, so those in combination with the arpeggiator or the playing styles, this is what happens. So the finger, now the stupid piano player became good-looking apes. Okay, let me use another preset, another drum set. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, there's one thing about the drum sets or the sample player which I really don't like, and the envelope, it doesn't have a real envelope. What it has is this thing, whatever it is. I suppose it's it's more like a transient designer. Think SPL transient designer. It's gone. Now it's just attack phase. But it's really... I wish I would have a normal envelope. I think it would be much more useful. Okay. Then, I mentioned earlier, all of those 2 modes have effects. I'm going to show you the effects now of this pattern. There's the incredible cow. Yeah, it hurts. It hurts. I used the cow on stage, and the cow hurt a couple of people. I'm sorry for that. Please take my apologize. Allow me to apologize. The delay has a it's. Okay, let me do another. No. What's going on here? Okay, the delay. So, for example, I would like to have the bass drum short. Doesn't work. There's no envelope there. I can make it a little bit longer, but it's not really, I can cut it, yeah. So what I have to do is then, I have to find it and shorten it here. With a click. Okay, sure. Okay, the grid is for the master out because it works very well in stereo. Nitro is the one that I was looking for. Okay, and then we should talk about the core of the machine, which is an audio looper. a 4-track audio looper, which can work as a looper. Practically, that means every audio that is played, I can record, either while recording. You hear that? So I was recording on track 1. Let me do something else. On top. So now I just recorded those two things onto track 1 in a 2-bar loop, right? Are we still on time? We aren't on time. Okay, I need to delete it. How do I do that? I just cut it. I could paste it and paste it a couple of times, which is incredible. I can also do stuff like this. But right now, I just want to play something on time. Okay, I record on track 2. Ah yeah, there's the boxer, the punch. Actually, I never really got what it is. It's some resonator thing. That's nice. Still, I need something concrete now. Okay. So right now it's only the looper playing. I can also... Are we still on time? Yeah, quite okay. I can stop it. And it's gonna start. And now I'm not gonna get the right moment to get back. It's not possible, I think, at least. That's the. Right now I'm in the filter. That's the master out. That's why I can filter the whole stereo the stereo output. That's the mixer of the 4 looper tracks. And I'm not happy with the result. Allow me to just do something new that might take some time, but it's worth it. Was ist das eigentlich? did I do? Yeah, you can do some crazy shit with the recorder, because you can also record while it's playing very, very slow, and then when you go back to normal speed, in an earlier version you could also hold the record button and then dial the speed, the recording speed by hand. Ah, it still works, does it? Okay. No, it doesn't. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something new. Okay. Next one. Ah, sorry. Okay, then I want to hear a synth on top. Maybe not. What about... And another one. What was that, 5? Yeah. I don't like the bass drum, and I don't like the groove itself. So every time I do something with it, the chance that something useful comes out is, well, let's say like 30%. And 70% it's pure digital noise that no one really needs. And I think we're at that point right now. So the question is, should I do the third one? Should I? Yes. Ah, yes, I should. He asked me to. So I just realized not too long ago that all the gear that I have, all the machines I had in my hands, what really is about, like, all the machines they have a certain strength. And the question that I'm asking me when I have a new machine, or even the ones that I keep, is to find out that specific strength. So it's usually like 2 or 3 tricks that I like. For example, here the 2 apes are very, very beautiful for doing always repeat, like an endless repetitive techno pattern. And then The sequencer has two different modes: replace, fill in, and join. I like join the most. And then when I, for example, on the master out have something like the cow, then I jump to the filter. And if you sync that on a simple drum machine, it's 909. That's pretty much all I need. So that's how I used it on top of my live set. I just had this as a percussion as a drummer. The two apes did all their best. So let's find something more. Let's find a different sound. It's the missing envelope. It really is the missing envelope. And there's the grid. Okay, let's hear another sound set. The grid, again, I like the grid so much. Another one, oh yeah, the Nitro is the filter. The phone is also very, very nice. Because it's a complex glitcher that is a pitch shifter here. I like that so much. I mean that it drives basically, it could drive the whole techno track. Slow house. A proper kick underneath. So the pitch shifter, yeah. And then it kind of destroys with the phonic and warped. Yeah, the punch, I don't get the punch, I don't know, and I don't care. And then there's the spring. Okay, and that was just like one of those sound sets. And basically you can throw in whatever you want. You can also, I don't know, I got this recorder here. So if you, unfortunately the mic doesn't work anymore, but if you have something like this, connected to the input and then knock on wood or something. And with those apes and with the percussion industry, a rhythm automator, with the apes doing the rhythm, somewhat this machine shines big time for me. I'm not going to show you because the chance that it's not going to go right is quite high, actually. So, yeah, another set. User, what do we have here? Keyboard, Nord high, Nord low, S1. Stimming acoustic percussion. Boah. Ah yeah, there's something about the delay which I don't like because the speed feels in the wrong direction. So if I go to the left, of course the speed is slow, but for me a delay always goes faster to the left, but Teenage Engineering decided to do it differently. Don't ask me what I think about it. Okay, another pattern. Yeah, so that's how I like it. The percussive stuff, you hear it on my track Tanz für drei, for example. There, because it's portable, I connected it to a portable speaker and put the speaker somewhere in a parking lot and recorded the speaker movement and just some kind of those. Let me try another one. Okay. Then let's see if we find a nice sound. The cluster. The cluster is pretty simple in this setting, I think. Okay, so I go into the mixer. Put this thing quite loud. Then now let me see if there's maybe a pattern. Maybe a pattern. Ah yeah. This is the drive parameter on the master out, and there you can do something like this, of course, and the release time for the limiter. Okay, what I have right now is a 4-bar pattern, so I need to double this one. You see, and then next loop. And in an earlier version, if you cut and paste something, there was always a little click in between. So in the in earlier operating system versions, the machine was a lot noisier and always doing some glitches and gleeks and squeeches, which was, let's say, yeah, it was, wie sagt man, charmant. It was a bit charming, but not necessarily in a high fidelity way. Yeah. Okay, so I was about to. And then it's recorded. Let me see. This is half speed, yeah? Let me switch that off. I think we were in. Because when I record now, Up to speed. You see, it doubles the speed of the recording. Yeah, there are plenty of things to explore and plenty of things to do and plenty of, let's say, possibilities to find that somewhat resonate with you as the user. On having it, I think I should have it like 10 years or something. It's really first generation where it was like 800 euros. Right now, it's like I saw it's 1,100. They kind of relaunched it and it was difficult to find the right display. That's why it was so expensive. When I had it in the beginning, I had this dirty fantasy of being in prison and having just this one device and still having a fulfilled life. And I thought the OP-1 would be this device. In the end, yeah, of course, you can make very, very nice things if you have the time. Unfortunately, everything, especially the synths, they're not gonna jump off it's a digital, efficiently programmed synth, and that's how it sounds. So it has always this kind of, it's like chip tune from the 21st century, yes, but it's still a chip tune. So in the review before, where I was reviewing the Performer, where the sound, the initial sound already is warm and thick and engaging, this thing is thin and digital. Another thing that I really don't like, you see those keys, they are basically, they are like do you call it chiclet? Like it's a computer keyboard technology. And I'm sure they're going to last for the next 10 years, which I'm glad, and I will use the machine, but it's not that they are, I so much wish dynamically velocity responsive keys. I get that with this technology it's not really possible, but this thing, velocity responsive, would be a totally different breed of machine. Conclusion. It's still a fascinating device. There's no doubt about it. Every time I want to use the synthesizers, I'm interested in the beginning, but quickly become disappointed because the general sound is thin and digital. That's not necessarily a bad thing if you're looking for something like that, and if it's just one part of a track, just one little color that you add somewhere, it's totally fine. Or if you want to sound like a cheap, thin digit, nah, it's not that bad. But it's missing what I would call warmth, definitely. I'm missing an envelope on the drum synth, but in combination with the apes, somewhat, it's for me, it's I'm totally happy to listen to 5 minutes for just like, and it spits out like this. If you do some programming beforehand, the core of the machine, which is the audio recorder, which can be timed, but it still has this audio overdub thing which can go wrong quite easily. On the OP-Z, the one that came after, which is a bit smaller, they based everything around a classic sequencer. And here it's basically the opposite, and I get totally why they went with the classic sequencer on the OP-Z. Here they obviously wanted to do everything differently, and in some areas they really succeeded, and in some it's just unnecessarily complex and useless somewhat. Still, for the 2-3 tasks that I found that work for me, I absolutely love it. I will never sell it, and I'm looking forward to have this thing and also have it on tracks of mine in the next 10 years. In a little sense, it disappoints in the fact that it pretends to do everything there is, and the way it sounds, it doesn't deliver totally. If the question is, could it be a sketchboard? And there is something freaky about it. No, It's not. I used it for so long in the airplane, doing some stuff. I remember sitting in hotel lobbies and playing around with it. And I think I never used something out of it except the percussion thing. It's crazy. Like if I'm looking for a sketchbook, the black box from 1010 Music is much better. For a strange reason, maybe because it has a proper sequencer. This thing hasn't. Like if you want to do something repeatable, or at least if you just want to find a sequence and a variation of the sequence because you're not sure about the sound the sequence is going to play, it's very think around an edge, and this edge is totally unnecessary. It's really, it's a design company that did it, and the designers had a little bit too much to say instead of the musicians in the company.